have missed this tune. In Gulf City says, I'm currently listening from my office, and Carriway says, the Lord has been good and we praise God. Playtime is over. (2026) and we still start the way we start. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. I said, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting will always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say, thank God it's Monday. Another year, another month, another week, another Monday to meet up for radio's finest ritual. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. Only on Mondays. Well, only on Joy 99.7 FM. Mondays at this time. And our topic, folks, the rest of the years in review. The rest of the years in review. And I'll say, let us all gather and make truth good. Folks, this is my 15th year as a Dumasahene. 15 years as a Dumasahene. And chieftaincy in its true form has a way of humbling you. I am so grateful, being able to combine media work and chieftaincy for all these years. And I thank you, for respecting and accepting my double life, life as a radio personality, life as a chief, and somehow you have been able to accommodate both lives seamlessly and beautifully. And I say thank you and thank God. Folks, 7th January 2026 was a year into James' administration. And there's been literally forensic review on the performance to date. Generally, it has been good. Clearly, better than before. Much needed respite from a particularly rough patch. This Christmas, those who buy in bulk, there was a significant drop in prices and the usual rice and oils that which has now become a tradition to be given out during Christmas. Unusual for festive season price drops. So I guess, but still, those who were not pleased, and there are those who could not believe their luck. I guess that's what governance or nation building is all about. You will not get everybody in one boat or one ship. Folks, the issue of gold board, the issue of oral, CD appreciation have all been touched on. But there are 3 more years to go. And 3 years, though short, is a very long time in politics. Now that's where my worry is. We should not be thinking of sustaining our gains, but rather significantly improving. So the issue of sustaining, maintaining, Jack, doesn't sit well with me. But improving. Almost all sectors are struggling, folks. But the economy was hitting us direct. That's why the narrative has been as though once the CD appreciates and inflation goes down, all our problems are gone. Nope. So while we urge Dr. Forcing and Ampim to keep an eye on the exchange rate and the expenditure, folks, we have the rest to deal with. Youth growing up with drugs and alcohol. Youth with no interest in skills and skills jobs. Youth in Galamsey. Youth HIV on the rise. Youth betting on the rise. Youth unwanted pregnancy. Youth with no sense of their culture. And an educational system that seems to diseducate us by the time we go through it. Folks, the purchasing power and affordability of daily staples was urgent. An emergency situation. But the future is crucial. How are we going to guarantee continuity and sustainability, knowing very well how our governance structure is short-lived? Every leader having their own dream, passion, and their direction. But in governance, folks, change does not bring change. In governance, change does not bring change. Change only happens when you sustain, when you hit hard, when you focus, when you direct all energies on something. That's when change comes. So we had the 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy. Which has somehow been limited to 3 shifts. As soon as you talk about 24-hour economy, everybody talks about 3 shifts. This comes in the morning, in the evening, and then at night. Now, I had the opportunity to sit through a comprehensive plan. I had 2 things going through my mind. Number 1, how can this program be depoliticized? How can this program be sold in a neutral base, in a Ghanaian base, and not a political program? That's number 1. Folks, it was so comprehensive. A program to develop the Volta Basin from the Afram all the way down to the Volta. There are 5 crops which they've identified to be planted in massive scale. Plans to add processes. Once they have it, they process. Plans to store. Plans to export. And there's also the revamping of the river transport so that these goods can go up and down the nation. There were plans of bridging the accommodation gap, which is probably, I think, now about 7 million houses upside down. It's all part in there. Believe it or not, folks, there's work ethics and mind change sort of program attached to it. Work ethics and mind change. Yes, as part of the program. But my second thought was, I didn't hear family planning. Folks, I did not hear family planning. So while we are busy trying to mop up all these idle hands and, enthuse them into good work ethics and everything, if we don't have any system to regulate the number trickling in, that's going to be a challenge. But all of these details have been lost in communication. For one reason or the other, I don't know. However, again, being that it's an NDC initiative, what are the chances of it living beyond NDC? Because the program seems to be a common sense program, which we've all talked about. The lands on the Afram plains, literally the irrigation opportunity on the plains, and the work, that it will bring. I think there's even cotton attached to it. So the cotton, and then the fabric industry and the clothing industry, all attached to it. I mean, that's just going to mop up so much people. But what are the chances of this initiative outliving? We heard of one district, one factory. Folks, we all celebrated and enjoyed and thought it was good. It had its own flaws and things about it. But what happened? It did not last. As soon as the MPP went, out of the window it went. Change does not bring change. Folks, if we get lost in the present, dollar is down, we shall enjoy now. But the future is waiting for us. Folks, we shall definitely enjoy now. Those of you importing are literally, every day is Christmas for you now. Every day is Christmas for you now. You write a check and you take a few figures off, and yet still you get the same product that you're going to get. But the future is waiting. So the rest of the years in review, folks, we say thank you. But let's increase the pressure so that those in power don't get carried away, or get trapped in the sweetness of power. Now there's a certain fear that President Yang will be with, so there's a certain fear going on. How does that fear sustain? Knowing very well that the president is just going to do one term and go, at which point will they start disobeying him? At which point will they start disobeying him? So in the reviews in the year ahead, so that we don't lose our gains but build upon, we must change the focus and increase the pressure. In the palace, you see me, thank you very much, but I want more. It's a culture in the palace. Somebody comes to the palace, you give them something. Thank you very much, but Charlie, more should come. And I think that's where we are now. First year is gone. We thank you very much, but we need more. Thank you very much, but we need more. The conversation should not be dwelled on dollar nickel form, petrol form. So, thank you very much, but we need more. And we need the structures, the mindset, those things that build nations. Those things that build nations. Youth that are engaged, youth that are passionate, youth that are in love, youth that will go down and build the nation, and not youth that are looking for the opportunity to escape. We need a future for Ghana. So yes, the first year is gone. Yeah, that's it. But by all means, Ibim review. How do we maintain that fear of God? That suspicion that they are looking for a scapegoat to set an example with into BSU. How does that maintain? What is the plan to re-engage these youth? Change their focus from the here and now to the future. Too many illicit drugs, too many alcohol, too many instant gratification in terms of betting and instant money. What is it? How can we send people through school and come out and become useful to the environment? Folks, how are we going to send people through school and become useful to the environment? That when you finish school, then you should definitely head to the city because you are of no use to where it is that you got your schooling or education. And how then do you even have a future? Nation building is all about making the future good. I have so much to say, but on this particular topic, I will hold my horses so that you tell me what the year in review is and the years ahead in review. 0302 216 541. 0302 216 541. Yedasi Ibim Rebium. You can't leave those in authority to gloat on the achievements that they have made, considering how much work we have ahead to do. A little jubilation, a little gloating, sleeves up, back on the job. Can we reduce the number of people that will perish on the roads? Far too much perish on the roads. There is a lot of work ahead, a lot of work. Going all the way to the USA, and my brother Kwabena is there. Hello, Kwabena.
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Happy 15th anniversary on your enthronement as the king of Idumasa.
Thank you very much.
Nana, the first year was a very good year for the NDC. Right? So I see the first year as a measure of Nana Akufado's tenure, right? And you can see that the NDC, they've done well. Like I said, they have stabilized the economy. They've stabilized the economy. They have done certain things to appreciate, to get the Ghana city to gain strength, right? Because we were very apprehensive when the Ghana city was falling during Nana Akufado's administration. I don't want to go back to what Nana Akufo-Addo did. It's over. It's history. But now, like you say, you need to build on it, and that's the most difficult part. Because, like you say, the Ghanaian population is going to go to about 60 million in the next decade. And how are we going to build on this modest achievement? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are we going to build on this modest achievement to make sure that we equip our youth, like you said, the youth, to be able to embrace the future with confidence, with stability in the growing economy? That's where it's very difficult now. That's where you need a man of ingenuity. That's where you need a parliament who can get the tax code, use the tax code as a tool for the private sector to thrive. Because what I'm saying is, all the time, the government is going to do this, they're going to do 24-hour economy, which is a scam. But this is the time that we need somebody who can unlock the ingenuity of the private sector, so the private sector can create all the jobs. But what I'm seeing right now is these party folks, promising party supporters, jobs. What about the killing Ghanaian population? Right? What about killing Ghanaian population? So, with NDP having the super majority in parliament, the second year, third year, and fourth year is going to define the future of Ghana. Other than that, we might as well find a third force to come and take over the country, because we need to build on it. And I think government should allow the private sector to take over. That's what I think. Government should allow the private sector to take over, so the private sector can create all the jobs for the teeming youth, equip them with the skills, like the skills that we need, so that they can build a nation. I don't want to go far. Thank you so much, Nana.
Kwabena, thank you, and so glad to hear from you. Francis in Accra. Let me try this one. Says, hi, Nana. Good evening. It's good you have raised this fear in the system now. The issue is it's really helping. This is the way we must go on all national issues until it says until a clause is out on issues, on our actions and inactions in our state institutions, and then it's a free for all. Nana, today's I will suggest we go swearing by the thunder god. This will help to save public purse. Francis. Francis in Accra. So 0302 216 541. My brother Ajimai Joseph is on the line. Hello, Ajimai.
Hello, Nana, the greatest king. I hope you're doing well.
I'm very well, Ajingo.
Happy New Year to you too.
All right, Ajingo, Happy New Year to you.
And what happens before taxes are being reduced? Like VAT. When you reduce VAT, what crop up, then the VAT has to be reduced.
I don't get the question. What?
Like, what brings about reduction of VAT?
The value added tax. Well, sure. Pricing is always a decision by whoever is going to collect the revenue. So if he thinks he can drop it and still collect revenue, then he'll drop it.
Okay, so when the VAT is dropped, does it affect electricity, water bill, and fuel?
Well, it should affect everything that is vatable.
Okay, my issue is the dollar to the city. The city is gaining strength, but we still need to do more, because to me, if we are to plant what we consume, especially rice and sugar, even sugar, I don't see why we have to export rice and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So when we are able to, there are some certain things that we cannot manufacture here, but there are lots, rice, sugar, and a whole lot that we can even prepare and use it here and sell some outside.
Mm-hmm.
I think our city will grow very stronger than as it is now.
Yeah.
And also, if job creation is difficult for government, both NDC and NPP, Why can't they create job avenues for the youth in terms of helping the small-scale entrepreneurs so that we can develop here rather than exporting from outside?
So let me
so that the city will gain more momentum, and we cannot even depend on whoever.
Let me engage on this. You see, there's another issue where the youth coming, every day we say skills, I'm not excited about it. And that's how come we have the Togolese and the Benin guys coming in to fill the gap with these skills jobs. So I was in a forum recently, and the Queen Mother from Amonochrome said, she was jumping up and down, and they built for her, a skills center. And of all the youth in Amonochrome, only 2 people signed up. So one person said, maybe it's time to also ask the youth what sort of jobs that you're looking for anyway. But we always think that, well, the low-hanging fruits are dressmaking, hair making, electricals. Those are the ones that are low-hanging. But maybe they have something else they want to do. But to be honest with you, our youth today are not too keen on skills jobs.
Nana, before you went for a break, you discussed about this kind of technical school, technical education and jobs creation from that technical side.
Yeah.
It was a pity I couldn't contribute, but I have a cousin who attended Tamatech.
Yeah.
So through technical, now this guy is doing construction. And he buys 1,000 fuel for his vehicle. He has built his house with nice family. And this guy attended Tamatech.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very glad when you were touching on technical, because it has become rampant when they go to our universities, the kind of course they choose. In the end, looking for a job becomes a problem. So I think the technical side should be taken care of so that these guys can do something meaningful rather than after school they are looking for a white-collar job and it becomes a problem.
I agree with you a lot. In the last program, what I was saying is that, sometimes because we have negatively branded skills jobs, it doesn't get excited. And so I remember that I used an example in saying Pestis, who's a fashion designer. If somebody like Pestis and their company can go into schools and tell them what their setup is, and then if you look at the profile of the person in front of you, because we all have this image, or a tailor, or a carpenter, or an electrician, and then it just boom like that. But within these sectors, it climbs all the way up to the guy who wires a rocket to go up to the moon is also an electrician. So it goes all the way up. And so if we want to get the youth in there, then we must have ambassadors in these industries who really look the part, like who they want to be. They have their own car, like you're saying, have their own house, can manage their own family. Then it becomes attractive. Otherwise, everybody thinks it's only the doctor, the engineer, and the accountant who's able to live that life. But if we can show them a plumber who's wealthy or who's well-to-do, smart person, then we may be able to mop up a few. Abusa Jackson in Dansoman last stop. And it's 0302 216 541, and we're talking about the years in review. And if you just tune in, I'm saying that yes, the first year has been good. We are all saying it's good. But if we get lost in the conversation and just focus on, no, last year was good, the first year was good. So thank you very much. But then it's time to move off. And that's where citizens now come in. that listen, let's move in this direction and we got your back. Let's move in this direction and we got your back. Because come high, come low, we have to be carried along. Come high, come low, we have to be carried along. And in this circumstance, can the state go and we sit back and just watch? We can't have a yummy attitude. Discipline on its own is a whole issue. Discipline on its own is a whole issue. They probably have to have a ministry of discipline. 0302-216-541, or you can call 055-1111-997. Apologize for the line stripping. Let us know how your first year has been and what you're looking for in the years ahead. If you're there, that's for you. The first year, who are no cry, who cries, you bet you was him. And it's 03, and lawyer is on the line. Lawe. Oh, Lawe. Sorry. Hello, Lawe. Oops. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, so with what you are saying, I support it. But you see, now the technical work, me like this, I'm a carpenter.
Okay.
You see, because of I don't have a place to work, I divert. Now I'm driving taxi and I'm living okay. I can feed my family and everything in taxi, because I think there should be a center in every district. So that, if capitals can form association, for instance, I'm in Bechile, which is Ponkatamaso municipality. Mm-hmm. At least there must be a center for all these artisans at Ponkatamaso municipality, so that it will contain maybe capitals, and then if there is a problem with our government is going to do any project, they will just come in for the capitals and the races in that municipality. But there is nothing like that. At first, where I used to work behind somebody. You know, person say, I want to come and develop my place. I want you to quit. So now, even if you are a mechanic and you go and learn in the trade, mm-hmm. you go and train for the job, where will you work? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where will you work? Because you don't have that money to buy the plot and maybe 1 acre plot that you can establish yourself. We don't have that money. So let now all the boys are running away from the job. It is good. As for me, I'm driving taxi, but whenever I get contact, I just use my taxi to buy stuff at the market and convey to the site and go away. But imagine somebody that don't have that. So nowadays, it's difficult for somebody to learn a trade. Mm-hmm. Because if you learn a trade, there is no place for you to work. You cannot go and see, and if you are at the roadside by tomorrow, you will see the government will come, we are expanding this, so please park off. If you park off, where are you going to work? So this is another problem. So if there must be a yard, like a garage at every district, so that whenever people feel like, we have this association, this yard is allocated to this association so that they can work there. That one will be fine. Then without that, then let's go to technical school and go and learn a trade and come and do. Where are we going to work? We don't have any place to work. Thank you very much.
It's a absolutely crucial point. Honestly, it's an absolutely crucial point. I mean, as you know, God bless him, Ernest, the mechanic in Gulf City. The same issue works on somebody's plots. The guy comes and says, "Look, I want my plot back," and he's so desperate. And to get a plot of land in Gulf City today, I mean, he's talking quite a number of money, and so it's true. If there are demarcations to say, look, this whole field now is reserved for mechanic, this whole fields are reserved for these artisans, and everybody can just come and rent, a small space so that you can work there, your customers can come and see you, and you work there. Like in Abosiokan, Kakra, but it would help. Frank is on the line. Hello, Frank.
Hello, Nana.
Yeah, lower your radio.
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening. Frank, I still get feedback. Yeah.
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
Yeah, the topic very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk about the CD stabilization.
Sure.
In as much as we are all happy about the fact that the CD has gained strength, it has come at a cost to the taxpayer. Recently, we all heard about what the World Bank said about the happenings at the Gold Board, where they are making losses. The losses incurred at the Gold Board, according to the World Bank, is like a ticking time bomb to the taxpayer. So for me, it appears we are robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Mm-hmm.
We are incurring huge losses at the Gold Board, and at the same time, they are saying the activities of the Gold Board has helped in stabilizing the city. What's a paradox? I don't get it. If the city is being stabilized at a huge cost to the taxpayer, then it doesn't make any. We shouldn't glorify ourselves about what the government is doing. What about the cost that they are incurring at the Gold Board? Who is it not the taxpayer that is being burdened with this cost? So they say city has been stabilized, but the underlying factor is that there is a huge cost that is being accumulated at the activities of the Gold Board. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0302216541 and 05511119997. Hello, and Kwabna.
Yeah, like Nana,
Yes.
I'm sorry I came back.
No.
I was enjoying your conversation with the other guy. But I just want to chip in this. To me, like you said, the second year and the third year should be on the economy. How are we going to expand the economy to accommodate all our young people? Like I heard you talk about skills and how what can we do to find out from these youth what they want to do, right? Maybe they don't want to be hairdressers, right? Maybe they want to be electrical technicians. It will depend sometimes. I think the kind of trade policies that we have, right? Look at these Southeast Asian countries. What has made Southeast Asian countries is the trade policies between Washington and those countries, right? Washington. So big corporate entities in US were able to outsource the workforce from these countries, and that expanded the economy, gave jobs to the youth. Like as I was saying, we need a man of ingenuity. If we say, like you said, we are going to relish in this legal achievement. Oh, the city has strength. What are we using that strength of the city for? What are we using it for? Are we just using it to buy things in Makola or not? No. We have to leverage on it. Part of it is how can we get great policy? Because we don't do any manufacturing in Ghana. We don't do any manufacturing. And therefore, if we want to have a manufacturing base, right, we need to be able to write good deals with Washington, with Germany, with Bonn, with UK. Do we have those kind of leaders with these ideas? Do we have parliamentarians thinking about this? Or they say we can do it ourselves. We cannot do it ourselves. Right? So that's why I'm always happy on the private sector. Because the government cannot do anything.
Well,
We are part of the Nkrumah economy. We are part of that where he builds silos and all that. No, this side is no, it's processing. And it should be the private sector to do the processing and not the government. So, like I said, we need somebody who has the ingenuity. I don't think this entity people, they just worrying us with the strength of the city and breaking it down. What are we using it for? What are we using it for in the second year? Nana, are you there?
I'm here, Cobra.
Yeah, so let me ask one question. Now that we are in the second year, what is the agenda of the NGC right now? What are they told that they are going to do? Is it about health care? That they are going to improve health care, bring a bill to Parliament to transform the health care system? Is it about jobs? What are they going to do with skills training? Are they going to bring a big bill? That's what we want to know. How big is the bill to transform the whole sector? We need to sometimes, and this are very happy about it. We're talking about Toyota in the US and all that stuff. That's not important right now. That's not important. Let's move forward. Like I said, let's move forward. How are you going to unlock the opportunity of that stabilization? How are you? What are the steps? What is the platform? How are you going to jump? How are you going to jump that hurdle? How are you going to do it? You know?
Well, I guess that's where the
and this is the time they need to.
Oh, come on, did I lose you? Well, I think that's where the conversation should go now. You know, as in what next? What next? Unfortunately, it's governance, and you're as good as your last policy. And you know what next? We must ask what next. What next? If we just say, "Oh, thank you very much," and we're still saying thank you very much, they will go to sleep. And where we are, I don't think there's time for anyone to sleep. William is on the line. Hello, William.
Hello, good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
A guy who just spoke about, the gold board and said categorically that gold board is making losses. I'm not a government communicator, but I want to put on record that gold board hasn't made any losses. It is Bank of Ghana who made that loss, that particular 214 loss. But if you look at year 2022, the loss they made was 1.82 billion. 1.82 billion. And this new gold board scheme, theirs is to buy. They were like contracted by government, by Bank of Ghana, to go there, get a gold for us. We pay you commission and you go away. So to put it on record, gold board, and even you realize that the guy had never listened to any other program apart from what he has heard from the IMF. The gold board is not in charge. What they do is to buy gold for Bank of Ghana to sell, and when they make profit or loss, it is not gold board's issue. Yes, and so I want to just put that on record.
Thank you very much.
And this IMF thing he was even talking about, it is on record also that IMF had even once advised gold board that amassing gold will not help us. Who doesn't know these Bretton Woods institutions? They know that when Africa gets out of their claws, they will have no business. So they will always want to stop us in the first track. So some of our guys should be alert enough to realize that these people are not our friends. And so look at how we are even going away from them. They are not happy. You see, they are not happy. So if we can show up our everything and develop like the export, if we can export enough, we get into agriculture and all that, they might impede us in a way, but when we do it sustainably, we might get out of there. We can't get out of their claws. That is what we should be thinking of. That should not come and be deceiving the whole world. Thank you very much, Nana.
Thank you very much, too. International producers, Oliver and Ziggy. Noise is up next with the news bulletin. I am Nana Ansah Kwao. And God willing, next Monday, we'll be back to do this all over again. Kofi Hayford has lined up some soul-searching songs. Don't you even touch that dial.